Hello, everybody. Welcome to Zelda Speedruns, broadcasting the Zelda 2 Randomizer Standard Tournament 2022. We got Swiss Round 5 for you today. It's BK Patrick versus levelengine. Commentating for us, we have Mirai and Royal with Cheese, and tracking is VT Slacker. Say hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody. Hi, Royale. How's everyone doing?
Hello. Welcome, Mirai, sliding in at the last minute.
Hey there. We just finished another race. We're over here to watch this phenomenal, which will likely be a phenomenal race between Big Picket and levelengine.
Yeah, looking forward to this for sure. Patrick is our Max Rando 2022 champion, as well as the champion of the Nibiru Invitational from last year's Standard Tournament. levelengine has been running this game for I don't even know how long, since before I got involved with the community for sure.
Yeah, he's been doing Z2R for a moment or two for sure. Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. I don't know levelengine's history with Z2R. They were just talking about this while we get started here. They were just talking about this in the Z2R Discord. Him and Trails were going back about the 3.0 seeds that they had collected. And I think Level's got a few hundred seeds that he's got, and Trails had like over 1,000 seeds or something. And they were like exchanging their collections. So yeah, he's been around for a minute.
All right, and we're off. Let's see what we have. Islands West, maybe?
I'm excited for Islands.
Yeah, I think Islands.
Oh, wow.
Early Maze Island. Look at that.
Yeah, if we want it, and it looks like levelengine wants it here. Not a bad choice. Probably lots of experience to be had here.
Patrick finding not much in the Parappa Pass connector. Decides to up an A back to start.
There were some more caves there, but they're all, it's like need the boots to get to them.
150 for Orange Lizalfos. I mean, not great, but this early on, pretty good. Okay, and we have Death Mountain there.
Yeah, it was nothing though. It was just
dead end, Death Mountain. That's always fun.
Do we see? Did Patrick just? Oh, he walked out of. He left Maze Island, I think.
He did, yeah. Yeah, Zero. I'm not sure. I was thinking it might be, but I think we need to see if there's a different route to the bottom half of the Maze Island. It might be Boots Block though.
That would be fun. Those are
rare, but it happens.
Yeah.
So we'll see. It looks like Level's going to continue to explore here.
Level not going with the standard power leveling attack here. He's just kind of picking up some life levels as well. I think we might have. Okay, maybe it's still too early to tell.
Definitely this, like the left side here is segmented. Oh, we have GP on the west. From like that upper left was, so I don't know. Level certainly seems to think that it's blocked. Or he just was like, no thank you, not right now. I did what I came here to do.
Yeah, or actually
it was faster to go back and start over, maybe?
Yeah, that was probably the play. It's hard to tell. We're getting like two seconds of glimpse at the path, and we're trying to quickly put that together in our head.
Patrick's gonna show us what's here in Magic Container Cave. It is the raft. He's gonna do the fancy jump there, the fancy positioning to grab that P bag. That was a 500, I think. Okay, so maybe.
Yeah, Maze Island looks like it's traversable here. He's checking this dead end, but there's still another northern fork in the road just a moment ago that'll take him kind of middle and then looks like southwest corner to the palace area.
Yeah, I think maybe not boots blocked, but also not the easiest to get her. Like, boots would definitely be helpful in this scenario. 300 on the blue is almost. That's pretty good. The double encounter bridge here on Patrick's side.
Okay, so a heart for item 1 on Maze Island here. I was going to say that we'll see if this early dig in the Maze Island pays off. These items look to be a little deep. He spent a little bit of time in here, so I don't know. Something like the magic key would be huge, but we'll see. Maybe it's like medicine, or maybe it's like trophy into fairy or something like that. It could be. So
yeah, early boots would be nice with an Islands West.
That's very true as well. Look at that crazy Saria on Patrick's. I mean, a Saria, there's a cave on the side of, I don't even know how to explain that. It was so interesting. Like, the Saria connection is only used for this cave, and I don't know if it's actually a pass-through or an item cave. Speaking of...
All right, well, Patrick grabbing the any key, the magic key, out of P-Bag Cave there, Western P-Bag Cave.
Hammer as our second item on Maze Island. I don't know if that's going to be good or bad. I don't know yet.
Well, we did see Patrick run into at least one hammer block cave, so maybe. We don't know. And we've got Palace 2, it looks like, on Maze Island.
Yeah.
And then Patrick's in Palace 1 here.
Yeah, that would have been maybe a little more interesting if it was Boots Maze Island, Magic Key for Patrick, and then they would have been doing different stuff.
Right. Right, so what do we have? Patrick's found the item room here in Palace 1.
Just a heart. I mean, we'll take that early on for sure.
Right, definitely. So we've got Palaces 1, 4, and GP in the west, 2 on Maze Island. So 3, 4, and 5, 3, 5, and 6 then are going to be on the east.
Yeah, we haven't seen a raft tile yet. We have the raft, but we have not seen the tile or any other connections other than our Maze Island and then dead end into Death Mountain.
Patrick took 3 pretty quick deaths to that blue iron knuckle there and decided to nope out of P1 for now.
Interesting, even with the any key to not go find Horsehead. Yeah, that's all. That's just on the interesting topic. Patrick was just saying the other day in my stream as I was running one of his seeds from the seed vault. He was saying that he does struggle with blue iron knuckles. So that's interesting that has come back to catch him right now, early in this early game. They can be tough to fight. I mean, I get it. I totally get it. You could watch people struggle. I mean, I'm not at all saying that I'm like a pro fighting a blue iron knuckle. There are plenty of people who are better at fighting them than I am. But it does take, sometimes it just is a lot of patience as you just wait for them to fire off their beams and just then they stop the rapid fire. You go in for a few hits and then you block. They stop the rapid fire. You're going for a few hits. It's a slow rinse and repeat type of process.
Yeah, it's that rapid fire that always gets me. And they are hitting pretty hard on life 3. I think like 2 or 2.5 life bars.
Yeah, and that was just body because he was trying to jump him as well. That was just hitting him with his body, which usually should take, for iron knuckles, it should be less on the body, more on the beam, whereas that's reversed in GP, if I'm not mistaken. It's more on the body, less on the beam in GP. All
right, Patrick has found Raru, which has spell. But he also just got a hint, go west to find the glove. So the glove is out here in the western overworld, which is a nice hint to get early on.
Yeah, I wonder if that's going to be our hammer-blocked cave.
That would be fun.
Yeah, it'll be more fun if there are some hammer blocks, or I mean, some glove blocks in our palaces here. Otherwise, it's like he'll eventually find it.
Right. And Patrick has seen that raft tile down there on that southern part of the west, but I think he's gonna check these caves out first. Yeah, medicine cave here.
Now I've been
Level is doing some of the same stuff that Patrick's already done.
Yeah, I think our path was kind of linear with our pass through caves and our routing that's available. Or maybe not. We see a grass tile.
Yeah. Let's see, is this the glove? It's the child.
So then what have we seen? We've seen Medicine Cave here on Patrick's side. We saw a Magic Container Cave. We saw the grass tile.
We saw Peabag Cave.
Okay. So we're missing Heart Container Cave and...
Trophy Cave.
Trophy Cave. Okay.
Okay, another early heart container in Medicine Cave, so that's a nice find.
Yeah, also saw a levelengine. There was a, I don't know if he just was too close to the edge of the screen, was just holding right, but he saw a P-bag drop and did not go back to pick it up. But again, it might have been too close to the edge of the screen and just jumped off the screen at that last second drop. So I guess levelengine hasn't gone the way that Big Picket did in the beginning. That was through Parappa Pass-Through, right?
Right.
Okay.
Oh no, he did do that because that was where that boots blocked and hammer blocked cave were. He ended up over there somehow. I'm not sure if it was through Parappa Pass, but he did see that.
Okay.
I think he hasn't gone as far south yet.
Yeah, always a little difficult to get your bearing on these islands biomes, especially when you're not the one playing.
Right, and when, like, I find it a little easier to kind of figure out where the runners are when they have boots and we've seen the perimeter.
Yeah.
Okay, so we saw Level take a bop and Patrick take a bop, like, in the same place, pretty much. On this vanilla encounter doesn't normally, it's usually just the bubbles. It doesn't normally have two flying enemies, so this can be very challenging in the randomizer.
Yeah, especially early on. It's not hurting the runners right now, but if you see this very, very early on and you have like attack 1, where attack 1, like absolutely most of the time, doesn't kill generators in one hit, and then all of a sudden the birds or the bogos that you might run into in this encounter all of a sudden take 2 hits, and it's like it changes. It's even more difficult.
When those birds take 2 hits, it's bad. It's a sad day. Level did just grab a vanilla heart out of Heart Container Cave.
Okay, so we're just missing Trophy, and then that's going to be...
Trophy, I think, has to be the glove.
Yeah. And he's going to get that hint right there. She says, go west to find the glove, and Level's like, oh, west to find the glove, I'm out.
Like, okay, if you say so, I will do that.
I don't even remember what was in Raru.
It was Spell. And
okay.
Patrick picked it up, but Level was like, nah, I'll just, go look for the glove. This looks like a vanilla east.
Yeah, so what's going to be our entry? Does that, I mean, we have a Maze Island bridge over here, but I guess that, how do we get to Death Mountain? No, we saw Maze Island. I'm sorry, Death Mountain is the bridge. Death Mountain is the bridge. We already saw Maze Island.
Right, yes.
Yeah, I'm just coming off of another race, so we're doing back-to-back commentary.
A little seed bleed.
Yeah.
All right, also Vanilla Jump in Ruto. We've got Free Thunder here in Nibiru on the east, which I'm sure Patrick is very happy about.
Yeah, I'm also wondering if Level is about to hit this cave here, if this is going to be magic. Nope, I guess not. Just wondering where that magic key is for him. Because that was pretty early on that Patrick found that. It's like the first item cave he was in. That's there. Okay, here we go. There we go. It's got the Saria block. Oh, I see. It's Fairy Cave to Saria. Oh, interesting.
Yeah, that is a really interesting setup.
Do I want to know what Level Engine's name means in here? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that is either there. Patrick taking a death in Sunken Peabag Cave before he gets to the item.
Oh no. Yeah, and there was no place to up an A. He had already died twice in the encounter you were talking about with the multiple generators, and yeah, that was that. I mean, at least he knows he's not leaving behind the glove or the magic key at this point, so...
Right, absolutely.
Could be the boots, though. That could be a thing. And if we're going to need the flute...
Yeah, and, I mean, we have a River Devil, and it's not Vanilla Shuffled, so we're definitely going to need a flute to get to that southern... Well, okay, we need flute or boots, I guess. You can get down there with the boots. Can you? You can't get past River Devil with the boots. No.
No, it's
That's
flute
crazy
only.
talk, Royale.
Well, yeah, I was going to hype it up as in like where could the flute be? Is it going to be in Death Mountain? But with the magic key, it could be in a palace. So it's not in P1, but it could be in one of these other palaces.
And I mean, okay, so here's Level with the magic key that was in Peabag Cave. I mean, that could be kind of fun if our runners have to, you know, they don't get any flute hints and they have to dip all these palaces for a required flute.
What I'm hearing is I would like the runners to have to jump into P4 without the reflect spell to get the item so that they can go get reflect from New Kasuto or something. That's what I'm hearing.
I mean, that gives me like vanilla game vibes. I think I like it, you know.
Well, Patrick is going to find... Oh, no, wait, what happened? Did he... Oh, he up an A to go...
He did up an A.
Okay, I was doing the same thing that Level's doing here, that he did on Maze Island, because it's ridiculous to have to walk back.
Yeah, so he's going to do this other side now, and...
Yeah, what I was going to say was that Patrick is going to be the first one to show us what's in P2, and we'll see if he leaves... He has seen the East now, so he knows Flute is on the checklist of things to get, and I don't think we're going to be skipping out on the item in P2. And that, I guess, would have been nice to know what was in Sunken Peabag Cave, because if that was the flute, then you could just skip out on the item in a lot of these palaces, it seems.
Right, exactly. Alright, Level's here at P1. He grabbed that heart container, and he is going to continue on in this palace.
Yeah, I'm genuinely interested why Big Picket did not want to continue on to get through Horsehead. Unless he saw this room. Maybe he saw this room, and I just didn't see him see it.
He took 3 quick deaths in the item room, and didn't even go back in.
Oh, okay.
So he doesn't even know about that room yet.
Yeah, that could be beneficial. Horsehead might be stuck behind that jump fairy block there that we don't have access to just yet. So it could... Oh, it looks like it.
It's definitely stuck behind something back there. Yeah, this could be good for Patrick in terms of, you know, saving him sinking time into a palace that he can't even progress in.
Yeah, it'll be good as long as it doesn't try to go back and do it, because he needs to come back. If he comes back, he needs to have fairy or jump, and he it's you know what I mean. It's like good that he dipped out. It could be a time save, but if he comes back, it won't be a time save because he's just going to see the block and have wasted his time again. Okay, we're on our way to 2, though.
I wonder what level engine's going to do now. Can't do anything yet in Mido. Back to Maze Island.
Man, I wonder if Darunia was fairy, and man,
that would be quite the progression, the logic chain.
Yeah, we saw Jump in Rudo, and then we haven't seen anything, and we haven't been able to get access to Saria yet, right? Neither side of it.
Right. We have not. Yeah, that's the one we haven't seen. We have Jump in Rudo, Spell in Raru, Fire in Mido.
Yeah, if we find the boots soon, though, that just negates all this theory crafting on where things could be because you just wipe all the roadblocks off of the West.
Then it just doesn't matter. Then it's just, you get to walk all over all the water and get all the things.
But I guess they will eventually need the boots because we need to hit up the Ocean Palace and perhaps the Water Tile on the east. So we do need a lot of things here. We do need boots. We do need flute. I guess we do need the glove, but that's just in the west somewhere.
Yeah, and I mean, if Trophy Cave ends up being that hammer blocked cave that we saw, I think we need boots to get to it. So, that's fun. Boots blocked glove.
I'll take it. With these 2 runners and this 3-1 match here, I'll gladly take that. These 2 runners are well equipped to handle a little bit of hunting for items, a little bit of trolliness. I like to see better runners definitely get pushed out of their comfort zone.
Yeah, same. It definitely makes the matchup a lot more interesting than just super linear, go here, get this thing, go here, get this other thing, okay, now do all the palaces.
Yeah, and right now they are absolutely side by side in this. Oh, no, Patrick, that might not be a glove block. Or it might be. He might have recognized it. If it's the lower section in the start, I don't think is the elevator. No, it is the glove block. So was there another elevator back here, another junction that I don't remember that took us left? Otherwise, we're going to be 0 for 2 on palace attempts.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, so there's this one to the left. I don't think Level Engine went this way either, that Patrick's going now.
Yeah, it's Level Engine is like half a room or a room behind Patrick at this point. Oh yeah, we got a huge elevator. We got lots of paths. We got a left, we got a right, we got a left and right down here. So plenty of options still left to go. Well.
All right, well, the boss is not glove blocked at least.
That's true. Our items still may be glove blocked. That would be, man. So we've got flute in P2, needing the glove, which needs the boots, which are buried in Death Mountain somewhere. There it is.
We can dream, Mariah. We can dream. Patrick's he's gonna walk out of here and explore the rest of those branches, I think, and see for sure if he's looking at a potential glove lock on this item here. Level's gonna do the same thing.
Yeah, well, I guess I was going to say at this point they have the same information, but they don't, because Patrick has been to the east, whereas Level has not seen that it's just vanilla east. All right, so we've got a right in the middle of this middle level of this elevator, and we have a left all the way at the top. it's so funny to just watch Patrick do one thing and then Level just do the other thing. The same thing, just 20 seconds behind him. Well, at this point, this can't be the other side of our glove block, so there has to be at least something else over here. Otherwise, there's no item in this palace. Which is not a thing. So, oh, wait. Oh! It's behind the glove block. Things are heating up.
I see. So we've got the boss down, but it doesn't look like we're going to be able to get the item out of here quite yet.
Or am I wrong? We've got both of our runners going back in another direction here.
I am not sure. So early on in this palace, there's the room from P through this room, and I don't know that either one of them went left.
Good call. No, they did not. Yeah, if I was routing this, I'd be in trouble because I would have already left. This might have been my death right here.
But if this doesn't take them... Okay. Well, so nothing's glove blocked.
Nothing is heating up. False alarm. Well...
Wow.
All of that.
Wow. For the magic, for the red jar.
Helmet
I guess
head.
it's better than a blue jar? About the only good thing I can say about the red jar. It's better than the blue jar.
Well, Patrick may head back into one now. I think that's what's in the swamp here. I lied. Oh, but Level's going in to 4. Okay.
Level's like, no reflect, no problem. I'm just gonna go see what I can see in here. Maybe he has the same idea you had, where it's like, well, maybe I'm gonna have to, like, grab an item out of here and go do something gross, and I just want to get a head start on that.
Yeah, it could be the ultimate troll that the game puts you into P4 with. Well, I don't. That's not the ultimate troll, but I mean, anything in palaces are fair game. We see it as trolly, but the randomizer is just like, well, they have access to palaces, and I'm going to put an item here, so go get it, right? So it's not that randomizer's doesn't have an evil setting, but yeah, I mean, the fact that
we have a whole tournament of evil settings, Mariah. It's called Max Rando.
Oh, you're not wrong. But what I was going to say is that this is a bigger gamble because he hasn't seen that he definitely needs the boots and the flute for the East. So this is a bigger gamble than he thinks it may be.
Yeah, all the single heart container seeds. Indeed, Ricky makes a very good point.
You just gotta get good. You just gotta get life 7 or life 8 and you'll be pretty good from there. Get the shield spell, get life 8, and you're solid. Ooh, a fat 300 from the blue iron knuckle there.
That was nice. Level Engine does a good job with those iron knuckles.
Yeah, and attack 5 seems to be doing really well on top of that.
Okay, Patrick's in Heart Container Cave here on the west, probably hoping for the glove, because he knows it's in an overworld location, but this is a vanilla heart. We know that. He doesn't.
Yeah, I wonder if we're going to see him, after he sees this, I wonder if we're going to see him either go back into P1 in an attempt to do it, or just head over to the east and see what he's missing out on over there, because he has an idea, I'm sure at this point, that he's boost locked from that trophy cave. At least we're pretty sure he is.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen the other end, like, we've seen Parappa pass through, and that didn't really do us much good. And, we can't really do anything in Jump Cave or Fairy Cave.
Yeah, we've only seen the fronts of those, which, like you say, we can't do anything.
So based on what Patrick knows versus what Level knows, I like this play from Patrick of heading back to the east to see what he can find in some of these accessible eastern overworld locations, especially Darunia, since the game did give us an early child. Like there could be something important here.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just feeling like it's going to be a fairy pickup here.
Yeah, I agree.
So we're not finding much in P4 just yet, but we're not fully blocked. It's just that we seem to have a lot of choices to make here in this P4, and haven't seen the boss, haven't seen the item yet. Oh, well.
Wow. Did Level get a hint for that somewhere?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Wow, that's just very lucky.
Yeah, he's going to be very happy when he sees this east.
Patrick having some fun in these overworld encounters. He's got to be careful. He's on his last life here. He's gonna go for the encounter skip.
Wow, Level Engine just saying no to all of these P-bags. I mean, it's not like he needs 2,500 for a level. He needs another 314 experience. That could be sitting right there in that P-bag. Or maybe he doesn't care. Maybe he's in the power leveling mode at this point. Maybe he's at comfortable levels for magic and life, and maybe it really doesn't matter what the P-bag's got. Whenever he finds a palace, he's just going to up an A and wipe his experience anyway, and then, you know, try to get past the low life 4, the low magic 4, and just try to get attack 6.
Yeah, I think that is probably, like, you know, he seems very comfortable on attack 5. Attack 5 is generally, you know, I feel like it's the first really usually good attack level in the game. And I think with his skill, especially his combat skill, he shouldn't have any issue here just sticking to these levels and doing his normal power level strat from here.
Yeah, so I don't know if you've been watching Patrick, but he's been unable to get a frickin' encounter skip.
Yeah, he got all the wrong side spawns.
And hopefully not getting, I was gonna say not controlled by the fly right over the water.
Well, at least he got damage boosted toward the exit.
Yeah.
Reflect?
Well,
okay, well, at least he can single dip Palace 4.
Yeah, I was going to say this. I mean, if he goes back to do this, and again, not knowing about P1, but if he goes back to do P4, he, level won't be that far ahead, so to speak, in terms of the flute pickup. Otherwise, if Reflect was somewhere south of the River Devil, that would have been, that could have been problematic.
Yeah, definitely. And here at 32 minutes, Level Engine has found all 8 heart containers in the game.
Wow.
Very healthy seed.
Yeah, while we can't see Level Engine's camera, I would imagine we got kind of a fist pump from him, thinking, all right, Flute, here's the East, Vanilla East. Flute's going to be good here.
Yeah, he's got to be happy with how that played out for him. He's going to be able to do some southern eastern continent exploration here that Patrick did not get to do. Although that Reflect pickup has pushed Patrick into P4, which is good for him, since we have
absolutely
in here. Bartender, Thunder is right here in Naburu. Level Engine's about to pick it up for free right here from the Thirsty Lady.
Wow, the flute, the item room in P4 is right here to begin with.
It is, yeah. I think Level did not take this path first, so he spent some time looking for it, but Patrick just found this path right away.
Yeah, I don't blame him. When you want to go left to find the, like, there's always this kind of attachment, go right to find the boss, go left to find the item, but that's not, I mean, the randomizer is the randomizer, and that's not always true by any means.
Look, the Thirsty Lady, she is a little bit lazy, but more importantly, she's got to make sure that her drunk uncle doesn't escape from the basement, because we can't have any of his shenanigans happening in the peaceful town of Naburu.
Is that the story? I thought she was in house arrest.
No, it's because she has to guard her drunk uncle and make sure he
Okay.
doesn't. It's because the Naburu wizard got drunk with the Saria wizard who lost his daughter's mirror under the table, and now they're both on house arrest in the basement
I mean, this
for
all
going
makes
out and
perfect
partying
sense.
too hard.
This fills in all the back lore I've been looking for probably about a year and a half now.
Level Engine finding a 1-up here. Is this sunken? Okay, so sunken P-Bag Cave. Patrick doesn't know this yet, but you know, didn't hurt himself too much by dying in here and not being able to get to that 1-up.
Yeah, it wasn't like the boots were sitting in there or something like that. So that's two kind of luck out situations so far. Dipping out of P1 before seeing the block. Although we hope that ends up being a luck out situation, because at this point he's back on the west, and so he might go back into P1 after this. But if he doesn't,
I hope he doesn't. I hope he just sees that flute. He's like, I got the flute. I'm gonna find me a Karak, and I'm booking out of here. Fingers crossed.
so I always like to watch people route the south side here, because you've always kind of got to do a terrible like circle around this area. There's no good way to do it. I'm just always interested to see how people do this. Like, he's probably gonna go back. Probably gonna go up to Risen P-Bag Cave, and then, or I'm lying. That's me giving you false information right there. Oh no. Oh, okay.
Or just is like, oh, right, this bridge. I don't want to do that yet.
I think he might have been resetting for encounters to try to get further into the swamp. Yeah.
Patrick saw something he didn't like at that juncture there and decided to up an A. I don't know if he recognized the loop or had been in that particular room before.
That's interesting that both Patrick and Level Engine checked that decorative elevator room there with dead ends on both sides.
Okay, now here we have Boots sitting in Risen P-Bag Cave. So this just kind of opened up this whole western continent for Level.
Yeah, that's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, especially since I am thinking more and more that this glove is in fact Boots and potentially potentially hammerlocked.
Yeah, we still might have Fairy sitting in Saria, locked behind Fairy Cave, as the game would definitely do to you. And then what else do we need? We need the yeah. If you don't, I mean, I don't think it's worth going back to the west right now to do P1. GP is over there, right? GP's on the west?
GP is on the west. And that, you know, when if I know that my GP is back on the west and I can clear the other places before I go back there, like that's a nice thing to be able to do when you can finish on the same continent where GP is.
Yeah, I think the only thing that might stop that is if Fairy is in Saria, because if it's not an old Kasuto or new Kasuto, then going through Death Valley without Fairy is probably going to be kind of a pain. Not impossible, but kind of a pain, and I don't know if we're going to want to do that.
No, yeah, definitely. I mean, I wouldn't want to do that. I'm sure these runners probably could with their skills, but just because you can doesn't mean you should or you even want to. And I totally just missed what was in New Kasuto.
It was life.
Well, not Fairy, and Granny wants 5 magic containers from us, and, you know, we found all the life and none of the magic.
That is funny that we have no magic containers in 38 minutes into the seed. That makes me kind of happy. I mean, they really haven't needed it. He's just going to need a cast to reflect on Karok. That's it. No need to worry about Fairy cast or Thunder cast. I don't even know if Thunder's castable with 64 magic.
Not quite yet, no. Thunder is 71.
Yeah, so without any need to cast magic, I guess we could just leave magic containers till later. We'll see. They're bound to be around here somewhere, though.
Absolutely, and levelengine grabbing the hint out of New Kasuto in the very front that there is a cross in Death Mountain, so that is either Hammer Cave or Spec Rock.
Well,
Speaking of magic, there we go.
So
Alright, Patrick's gonna place his second gem as he takes down Karok in P4.
Very nice. All right, I think we're gonna get a fairy check here in Old Kasuto before we do any palace digging.
I think that's smart because you've seen everything except Saria and Old Kasuto. You can definitely, this way you'll know where all your spells are. So if you've got to go back to the west and get fairy with the boots, at least you know it.
Last life though, he's only gotten life 3 though, and those Moas look like 2.5 heart containers. So he's got to take 2 bops to die on his way out.
All right, but we do have fairy in Old Kasuto.
Yeah, that's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, so Level's got an opportunity here to route this really cleanly. He can clear out this whole east and never come back here again with what he has now.
He might get trolled in this encounter.
Oh, Level, be careful!
Wow.
Whew, he's gonna make it back to this 3 or 6.
I think Patrick's headed back to... Oh. I think he's head... I want to say... I'm hoping he's... Oh, no, he's going to 1. Or is it GP? No, this is 1.
This is 1. Okay, well... I mean, I don't blame him for this play. Like, it's easy for us to be like, don't do it, Patrick, because we know all the things, but...
Right.
Palace 1 is usually short. He doesn't know he's glove blocked out of here.
Yeah, he'll get his 8th heart as well. He'll get the 8th heart, and he'll... Or did he get it already?
He didn't ever come back in here, and I'm not sure he cares at this point. He might just be like, 7 hearts is good enough for me.
That's true. He'll see the block soon enough, though, so it won't be too much of a time sink here.
Yeah, I mean, at least it's quick. Like, he sees, the fairy, and then the fairy jump room, and now he's gonna see the dead end, and he's gonna know right away. At least it wasn't like, well, let's go through 5 rooms on the right, and the room right before Horsehead is gonna be this fairy jump room, and you just,
right.
Sunk a bunch of time into Palace 1.
Yeah, well, I didn't see any windows. I don't know if we've seen any windows on Level side yet,
Yeah,
whether it's 6 or 3.
I have not noticed a window yet on Level side, so definitely looking out for that, or, just looking out for the boss. Let's see who we're dealing with.
I say that more palace rooms need more windows. There's so many rooms that don't have windows on them.
Yeah, that is true. And I mean, it's kind of true in the vanilla game too. It's really just a few, I think.
Well, I
have
forget.
windows.
Yeah, I forget what palace it is in vanilla that doesn't have any windows, but the game has them drawn and ready to be used, but they're never used in the palace. I forget which palace that is.
That's funny. This is a well-coded video game.
Yeah. I feel like they wanted to do so much more with this game. It was just the NES limitations, and the game ending up being such a black sheep as a result. But guess what? 30 years later, people put a randomizer on it, and it's an amazing game. So, you know, I don't know. Well, some people don't think it's amazing, but they're wrong, and, you know, that's fine. That's okay.
I mean, you know, I think that definitely, like, the randomizer, in my opinion, like, I love this game. I love the vanilla version. I played it a lot as a kid. It's one of my favorites in the franchise. I see why people don't like it. But I think that for those people, I would say you should try the randomizer, because I feel like the randomizer, especially with all the different options for customizable settings, you know, solves some of the early issues, like the early game issues in the vanilla game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure you've said it before. It's just that because the vanilla game is so linear, and having to, when you game over, you start back at North Palace, everywhere other than Great Palace, and so that sucks. There are patches to fix that for the vanilla game, but if you're just playing vanilla and you're just used to playing vanilla, if that's just that idea stuck in your head that you're going to game over and you're going to be sent all the way back to start, you know, that's a huge quality of life setting that's in the randomizer that we never turn off, because that would be insane.
Right, exactly. So we were in P6 on level side. He's taking on our friendly neighborhood Barbara Streisand dragon. And Patrick's going to get boots here in Risen P-Bag Cave, which is awesome for him.
Yeah, he has to keep going. He needs to get Fairy out of Old Kasuto, and then he'll be absolutely ready to go as far as we know.
And, you know, bosses dropping 1-ups, like, maybe not the most fun in the early game when you maybe want to see a key or a P-Bag, but in the later game, like when you're fighting T-Bird and you've just gone through, you know, the House of Chicken Pain in GP, kind of nice to see that 1-up drop after you beat T-Bird, and you know that, you know, you get another chance, even if you
Absolutely. Take
a bop to a blue chicken knight on your way to Dark Link.
Just saw something very similar in the race before this that was done in the bootleg restream. But the 1-up after T-Bird definitely helped. Not to give any spoilers away if anyone's going back to watch that. So I ruined it, didn't I? I totally ruined it. It's fine. So level not going into what we see as Trophy Cave that he just walked by. I don't know where he's going. He's checking for Saria, maybe?
Yeah, or maybe just, you know, like, I like to do this when I get boots, too, in an islands map, scope the perimeters, kind of see where does the map stop and start, see if I missed any, like, random islands sitting out in the middle of nowhere.
There's no time for sightseeing on an island's biome. We have to go. The timer's ticking.
Oh, here's Trophy Cave. Okay.
Level with the big brain play. I had no idea it was Saria. Wow. So
Saria, like, super hard boots block today.
Yeah, because you need it. Well, or you could do it with Fairy, because you could go.
You could up from the bottom with through Fairy Cave. Okay.
Yeah, just so happened boots were more accessible than Fairy was, but what a troll! What a string there of blocks.
That's fun. Like, that's not a Saria setup that we see
super
frequently. So
not in an islands like this. No. That's so
Yeah,
cool.
That's the back of Fairy Cape there. Okay.
Patrick, make it
Patrick, please.
I don't know how many lives he has. I think he's okay. He probably just up an aid at the 3-ad rock. Yeah, he's fine.
Oh, yeah, he's totally fine. Okay, good. Because I got nervous when that Moa started bopping him. Okay, so now Level can head back into P1. He's got Fairy. Gonna have to find some magic or take a tactical death before he can cast it. I think it's 57 at Magic 3.
Did Patrick head south down here first? I think he did. He didn't check New Kasuto, did he? Did I completely miss that?
He did not check New Kasuto. So if he does head up there now, he has the 5 magic containers and can show us what's in Granny's basement.
Yeah, that's what I'm very interested in, because if that's another magic container, then, or it might be the trophy. I think we had Trophy East, right?
Yes.
And that's jump. So if it's a trophy, he'll be able to get jump. If it's another magic container, I think he'll be happy either way. Assuming it's either one of those things.
Yeah, and I mean he picked up spell where Level Engine did not, so I think we might see him do all of New Kasuto here.
Yeah, that's interesting. That could help him there. Because I don't think we're gonna see Level go back to New Kasuto at this point.
No, there's no way. Level, I think, is, minus Reflect is in go mode. And, I mean, he's got the child. He just needs to go to Darunia.
That's true. That is a little bit of a walk left for him. It's
going to require him to go back to the east and then come back west, But I think he was maybe hoping that he was going to find Reflect in Saria, and he wouldn't have to go back.
That's true. That could have been a thing.
Okay, so we have medicine in Grandma's basement today. So, if we want to see what fire is, Patrick can do that.
Yeah, we haven't noticed any reverse tethers yet, have we?
No, I haven't. At least, I'm not sure. I haven't seen anything in chat, and I feel like that's the kind of thing that our eagle-eyed chat is very good at noticing.
Yes. This is true.
They haven't been casting much. Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, magic has not been the luxury.
Okay, so just a P-bag in the spell tower, but that did give Patrick the opportunity to show off the swag beam strat, and then immediately up A.
Yeah, and those are extra points. And if it comes down to a solid tie between these two runners, there are several factors that can be taken into consideration, swag points being one of those. That may or may not be accurate.
I mean, I like swag points. I think swag points are very important. That was a blink and you miss at Horsehead there from Level Engine on attack 6. Horsehead just being like, that's it, I surrender.
Yeah, so I'm wondering, I think we're going to see a Reflect pickup now from Level.
Yeah, he knows where it's at now. Like, he process of elimination, he knows. So, I mean, even if he doesn't, yeah, it looks like he's going to check Ocean Palace and maybe the water tile first, but, I mean, we're going to see him do that.
Oh yeah, this could be another magic container. All right, so we have an unknown link on fire as of now.
Alright, so this is P3 here in the Ocean Palace. This is normally where vanilla P5 is. This is one of those, like, duochrome palaces. I kind of like it, like this pink and green thing going on.
Yeah, you get some really interesting color schemes from the randomizer. Because, again, for anyone who's not familiar with randomizer stuff, there's a flag to, if it wasn't apparent, there's a flag to shuffle the palace palettes, and so you get sometimes you get some terrible colors, and sometimes you get some great colors, and sometimes you get some really interesting and unique combinations.
All right, so with that glove pickup for Patrick, he is officially in go mode.
Yeah, he is ready to. He needs to. I wonder if the early reflect pickup, him being able to complete now everything on the west is. I don't know. I think this is gonna be real close.
Yeah,
I
agree.
Just time to go.
Agree. This is level finding the candle there in Palace 3. You know, I mean, I don't think anyone really cares about the candle at this point.
Yeah, if it helps anything, it's going to help that Death Valley dig.
Right. Yeah.
But they'll probably just be ferrying through that like every encounter.
Patrick did grab shield out of Saria, whereas Level skipped it. Not surprising to see Level skip it. And I feel like it's a 50-50 whether I see Patrick grab shield, like the safety spells like that sometimes, you know.
It's hard for me to ignore shield. I like it even when I have a lot of heart containers. It just allows me to be a jackass in GP. I can just take all the damage.
Exactly. Yeah, you can walk through things that you normally wouldn't and maybe be a little less careful, and that can help your exploration, really.
Yeah, you can get a little bit
get
further.
Things done faster.
Patrick's still refusing to pick up the heart container.
He's just like, no, you spurned me once, and now I'm ignoring you.
All right, well, not too bad of a 3 to find Rebanak. Not too bad of a dig to find Rebanak, I mean.
No, not at all. This was a pretty quick P3. Level with no downstab yet.
Oh.
So he's fighting Rebo the fun way. And he's gonna have to be careful because he's on very low life here. I think he should be fine if he can, yeah. Attack 7 is very, very good.
Well, that's Level's 4th gem, but like you said, he's still got to go to Darunia. Still got to go into Darunia and grab Reflect. Probably still going to go into Mito and grab Downstab. That'd be quite the gamble to take. That you're not going to go in with Downstab. I don't think there's any reason. I don't think he feels like he's in such an emergency situation to where he needs to skip Downstab at this point in time. We still are only 56 minutes into the seed.
No, and I think, honestly, with T-Bird required flags, I think it's almost more of a gamble to just go into GP without downstab than it is to just take a few seconds. I mean, you know where it is.
Right.
You know, it's not like Mito's right there. It's sitting out right there.
It's also just such a huge help. Like, in standard palaces, you're just a huge help to get over regular enemies. But in Great Palace, when the enemies hurt a lot, it's really, really helpful to just shoot through things.
Yeah, I mean, even if you don't end up with a downstab block room, it's still, yeah, it's absolutely a huge help.
Yeah, so Level getting his 9,000 plus experience for what would have been attack 8, and of course using that.
Sinking it all into magic, as is his typical strat, and I think the next big amount of XP he gets goes into life. I don't think he always takes his life level up the same amount, and probably with this amount of heart containers he won't, but he'll get it up a little higher than 3 though.
Yeah, life is more often than not the cheapest stat to level. So as long as he gets that big fat experience payout from Magic 8 or Attack 8 again, you're probably looking at like life 7.
Oh yeah, probably yeah. I mean, and that's his typical like 7/7/7. I think I've seen him take Attack 8 a couple times when there were, you know, really generous P-bag drops, things like that.
Yeah.
Level does not. He already knows Rebanak rides with the candle. He grabbed it already. He's like, sorry, kid, I do not have time. Meanwhile, Patrick is now traversing Palace 3. Oh no!
Uh-oh. Brain fart. Level has not grabbed
He
Reflect?
didn't get Reflect? He didn't get Reflect?
I'll be honest, this has happened to me before, but I don't know if it's happened in a tournament race, but this has definitely happened to me before where I've walked into
This is bad.
Yeah, let's hope he remembers that very, very, very
I hope
soon.
he remembers it before he leaves this continent, because that would be a really, like, feels bad, man. Like, you hate to see it. All of those things. We, like, please, Level. I'm sending you the subliminal messages.
Yeah.
Yep, I mean, these are the kinds of things that can happen sometimes, though, when you're racing and you're under pressure and you're making split-second decisions, and, you know, it happens.
Yeah, it's like the brain just processes the fact that he was in a basement, although it was for upstab, you know, and then it's just like, I was in the basement, it's time to go. And it's, you know, you need 2 basements in Darunia there.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. This is unfortunate, though.
Yeah, I'm really afraid now, seeing that this is going to be the thing that defines this, the outcome of this race here. Because what is that? If he goes into Death Valley, he does P5 that's sitting in there, and then he up and A's back to the west, and then realizes I don't have Reflect. So then what is it? It's like a solid minute to go from North Palace all the way down to the Raft Tile, because it's like in the kind of the southwestern area. And
Right.
then what? Another 2 minutes, 3 minutes to go. Technically, I think it's faster to go through the connection cave there, the pass-through cave that's right above Nibiru, because it's only one screen cave. And so even if you take that cave, then you got to walk all the way to Darunia, 2 encounter skips, any other encounters you take along the way. I don't know. You're looking at probably a solid 5 minutes. Yeah, that's a lot of time. That's a lot of time right there. So there was no jar. There's supposed to be a jar there in Level's encounter, that little one-tile lava encounter. He didn't get the jar, though. There was no jar. There's like some weird bug with the vanilla game that you can despawn that jar based on what happens in the previous Wilson encounter there as you come down into the lava. So I don't know the full story behind that, but that's why the jar was missing.
That is interesting. I did not know that. Today I learned.
Yeah, it's something you probably run into, like, you know, never. But it's just weird that popped up there, and I just happen to remember that fun little trivia from just being in the Vanilla Z2 Speedruns Discord. They talk about things like that all the time, and someone had brought that up probably within the last 6 to 12 months or something, and then it was explained that there is some way to trigger that to despawn with that Wilson encounter.
Alright, so Patrick back in Darunia to grab Upstab, since he didn't have Jump or Fairy when he was here the first time getting his Reflect.
Yeah, so that could have been, man, oh no! Level!
Oh, Level just took a game over. You know, he had that candle, and it was definitely helpful, but he did not have the cross, and he got beat up by some Moas there in that pass-through cave in Valley of Death there, so...
How did he have so few lives? Did he stepped out of the Ocean Palace and got all the way to Darunia and was able to then cash in on his experience, and I guess he had lost some lives on the way to Rebanak? I guess? Maybe that's where Life 3 hurts? I don't know what happened there. I just was not paying enough attention to know how many lives he had in reserve. And wow. Well, if anything,
I mean, that might help him a little bit. Hopefully he realizes that he needs to go back and get Reflect now.
yeah, I was just going to say, if he tries to go into P4 and he's like, wait, I didn't grab Reflect.
It kind of looks like he's just headed straight back to the raft tile. Get back to the east.
Yeah, that totally sucks. Well, he's staying high, so I think he might be going back to... Oh, here we go. So we're going to see a second trip to Daruni here, unfortunately. Wow, this... Because Patrick had to go back twice for upstab and reflect, and now this would have been a bit of a time save on level side, being able to just single dip Darunia, but not today.
Yeah, I mean, if Level had remembered to get Reflect when he was here the first time, I think even with that game over, he maybe still has the slight advantage just from, you know, kind of that thing where sometimes the choices you make end up getting you the better route than your opponent.
Yeah.
But I am glad he remembered to come back here, because that's really, you know, like, I have to think nobody really wants to win a race that way or lose a race that way.
Yeah, it'll be... Level usually always gives interviews, so it'll be interesting to hear what he has to say about this. I mean, this is not like... This race is just for seeding. Both of these runners are in brackets. This is a 3-in-1 race. It's just simply who's going to be 3-2 and who's going to be 4-1 moving forward into brackets for seeding purposes. So it's not the end of the world. It's best to make a mistake here on a race like this, because once it comes to brackets, it's double elimination, and you don't want to be wasting one of your losses on mistakes like this.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess if P6 is enough of a troll to Patrick, because it didn't look like Barbara was immediately available on Level Engine's side. So if it does take Patrick a little bit of time to get through here, that could even things out. But right now, I would say that Patrick's just going to do 6, cruise right into Death Valley, do 5, and then just go back to GP. And that's going to be that. And with 4 and 5 still on the table for Level, those were not fast palaces. Like Karak was a little bit in there because Level had shown us the flute in there early on. He did that dig without reflect and didn't find Karak. So I don't know if he has an idea. That was 30 minutes ago. So I don't know if he's going to remember anything about P4. He's probably going to go back in there, have to re-find Karak. And I don't know. I guess I'll just sit here in the audience and wait to watch how this plays out. Or maybe GP is maybe GP. Maybe we see a left from Level when he first walks in, and Big Picket will be doing some standard right routing, and I don't know. Maybe that'll be something that happens.
Maybe Level takes the Chroma strats for the GP routing advantage. Definitely, we've seen it happen before.
Yeah, when you have to walk all the way back to Daruni after just missing this, forgetting to grab the spell that was absolutely required, you think, I'm probably behind. Let's just start going left right off the bat. Assuming we don't have like a super linear GP. And there's our red jar. Nice. Again, no idea what despawns it. The vanilla folks may know what despawns it exactly, but I don't remember what it was, if they had said what it was.
Yeah, I'm sure someone in the vanilla Z2 speedrunning Discord, probably more than one someone, knows exactly why that happens. There are some heckin' smart people in there.
Yeah.
In terms of, like, why does this game behave the way it does? Okay, this is where Level got beat up and died last time. Invisible Moas. In these Valley of Death caves. And it looks like Patrick's taking about the same route that Level took through this P6. So he's definitely not just coming in here and god routing the way to Barba. Trail says, you despawn the red jar when you enter and exit that event tile without first scrolling the screen. Which is exactly what happened to Level the first time that he did that.
Oh, did he walk out? He accidentally walked out of the encounter.
Yeah.
Makes sense. So we're looking for a dragon on Patrick's side, and we're looking for a Guma on levelengine's side.
This shade of extremely light grayish blue looks like it came off the J. Coper screen of color palettes. I mean that in the nicest way possible. But wow, that is quite the color.
Yeah, very, very reminiscent of some console capture that probably could be higher detail. Console capture is either very bright or very dark.
Patrick finding all the dead ends here in Palace 6.
Yeah, so that helps Level a little bit. We did just see an I junction on Level's side, and he went up and right. We didn't check it down and right, so I don't. It could have been a quick Guma down there, but I don't know. I certainly don't. Yeah, I certainly don't remember the path to Barba. So
yeah, me either.
Nick Pickett's on his own. He cannot phone a friend at this point. I don't remember it being too bad though. And I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was a down elevator. Because it was an outdoor Barba.
I think you're right about that. It was outdoor, yes.
I do remember this room on Level's side. He did ferry through this to the other side, so this is probably the correct path.
Yeah, I think Patrick's on the right path here. I remember this not long before we saw Barba from Level when he was in here. And I think, why not up A from chat? I think if this is in reference to Patrick, he's got some pretty decent experience right now, and I think he might be looking to double level in this palace if he can.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Since his levels aren't quite to, and I know Level Engine is still on life 4, but he's going to do his power level thing coming out of here. Oh, it was regarding level? Yeah, I have no idea then.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it looks like he's still looking through some new territory here, because these enemies are still alive, so he's not been through this room yet. I don't. Up in A normally when you hit dead ends.
If he was like at a place where he knew, okay, I can walk back 3 or 4 screens and there's a way that I didn't go, but it's going to take me longer to get back if I just up in A. That could be a reason to walk back if you know that you can get to a juncture that you haven't explored faster than it would take you to get there if you up and A'd.
Okay, the clarification was why didn't he up an A when he first walked in, because he was a little beat up. That, don't know.
You know, do you see most runners doing that? No, not everybody though.
But he is beyond his life and magic, or his life 5. So maybe he did just want to keep that. But then again, P5 tends to be, you tend to have to kill a few enemies in P5, and Guma tends to also reward a large chunk of experience all on his own. So he probably would have surpassed that life 5 level. Then again, maybe not.
Yeah, I kind of like It's almost muscle memory for me at this point to up an A when I get to a palace.
Yeah.
Patrick had seen that dead end before, so I think he either backtracked or looped into something he had already seen.
Wow, yeah, so P6, trolling Patrick, and P5, here's our item room in P5. We're going to see a mutated horsehead. Or at least for a brief moment.
Yep, we sure did. We saw him just for a second.
Oh, he only needs 820 to get past Life 5. Wow, that's not much at all. Yeah, I don't know why he didn't up an A when he first walked in.
So I think at this point, Patrick has spent as much, if not more, time in P6 than Level did.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would definitely agree with that. And this is in Level's... Level needs this to happen because he's still got to go back and do 4. But then again, Patrick's got to walk all the way to Death Valley into 5. And this 5, as Trails said, it does not look like it's free to find Guma. Unless it's right here. I think this is the first I junction I was talking about, where I think Level went up and right first. So we'll see if he just holds right, if he ends up where he needs to be. But, oh, I guess not. I was going to say neither runner feel amazing at this point, being in 5 and 6, and it taking several minutes to get to where you want to go, and, you know, Level taking the double dip into Darunia full-on trip after missing what could have been a single dip. Patrick did the same thing, but where did Patrick had some sort of time save early on, I thought.
Well, Patrick...
I don't remember. Maybe Level was always slightly ahead?
Yeah, Level kind of what, because he dipped Palace 4 before he knew that the flute was required. I mean...
That's true. I think we were operating on the fact that Patrick had knowledge of the Eastern Vanilla Continent, and then when we saw the dip in the P4 for the flute from Level side, I think that really began to tip the scales once he got over there, and then that opened everything up, because boots were below the River Devil and all that other stuff.
Yeah, Level's been just like kind of a hair quicker to the major progression items in this steed. And I think with this P5, even though Patrick has found Barba here, I think this is advantage Level engine right now.
Yeah, it did seem like Guma was actually too far in, as long as you just, you know, quote unquote, walk to the right way. But we'll see if Patrick does that.
Forehead.
Exactly. We'll see if P4 is going to be faster for Level to get into.
Yeah, and I mean, P4 Trails, it's kind of hard to really judge because they've already been in once that flute was required for the Vanilla East. So Level's been in there once, whether he remembers, I mean, it was at the beginning of the seed, so whether he remembers what he's already seen, but P4 wasn't as much of a troll as P5 or P6, so... Yeah, Level may know where Karak is, or he may at least know the path that he needs to take.
Yeah, this still could be close. We may see a kind of a reverse situation here where Level gets a little turned around in this 4, perhaps, and then Big Picket finally makes it into P5. He's still like 2 minutes out at this point, 3 minutes out, and then he's just got to like route right to Guma, and then it'll be somewhat even walking into GP. But Level has the advantage right now. Even after that double dip to Darunia, because he would have been in much better shape had he just done a single dip into Darunia. I mean, duh, it's an obvious statement, but man, it just totally sucks that was like, he must be feeling really bad about that right now.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way that isn't feeling behind here, probably because of that double dip.
Yeah, I think both of these runners could probably find something, several spots throughout this that they feel behind, especially that game over that Level had in Death Valley.
That was unfortunate.
Yeah, so that's just another one of those things that is definitely probably sitting on his mind, thinking, "Oh man, all this you lost all this time here, you lost all this time there. Stop sucking it up." Or maybe I'm just super harsh on my own self when I'm racing, so I don't know.
I mean, I think you might be right, though, especially the game over. Like, that was a long walk back to the raft tile to get back to the east.
It really kind of was.
Even with the boots, that was still all the way, the north to south, the whole map.
Okay, so he got a little turned around here. It looks like Carrick is not over here because we're back through the item room again. Patrick's still not into P5 yet. This Death Valley trip is a very long trip.
Yeah, Vanilla Death Valley, not my favorite. I much prefer the shortened ones that we see in so many of the eastern biomes.
You were saying it earlier that the randomizer, when it has its biomes, it randomizes its biomes and whatnot, that it really makes it a good bit friendlier in several different ways. And Death Valley, I guess, is one of those. We see long, stringy ones every once in a while, but more often than not, they're like half the distance of this vanilla Death Valley.
Yeah, especially when you look out and you get, like a volcano or a canyon, like something where it shortens the Valley of Death, and you only get like 1 or 2 encounters instead of all 3. All right, well, here is Karak for Level Engine.
So even if Patrick is routing right to Guma and takes him out, there's a solid 5 minutes between the two. Just up and A-ing, walking over to GP. Level's placed at the gem now. He's about to be in there.
Yeah, Karak was not super healthy tonight, and Level got some good RNG there. It was helpful. Alright, 120, 30, 39. We've got the curtain has lifted. Level Engine has entered GP.
Yeah, and Patrick, I think he's headed the wrong way. We saw Level do this, and he was in a few loops, it looked like, early on, and then he up and A'd, and then eventually found Guma, so...
Yeah, Level does have Fairy and Thunder. And he has downstab and upstab, so he should be all set in this GP.
Yeah, so far we're linear.
And I mean, they have the magic key, so even with some of those, the troll key room, these guys will be fine.
Yeah, the only real difference between them is going to be the shield spell.
True. Yes, we did see Patrick stop for that in Saria, whereas Level, Level was like, "Ain't nobody got time for that." No, that's all he has, Trails. He's Thunder, Reflect, Fairy, that's it. He noped out of everything else. But, yeah, it is looking quick when he does those quick menu pauses.
Yeah, it's because Fairy's all the way down there at the old Kasuto location. Okay, so we got some choices here in this I junction. The room that is easily defeated today.
Here it is. I manifested the room for them.
Wow. Just go the right way.
Yeah, just find the enemies and kill them. I don't expect we'll, I mean, Level came in here on lower life, so he might take a bop here, but he just as easily could get through this T-Bird fight without taking any hits at all.
All right. Well, unless those other two branches at that I junction were immediate dead ends, we may not have a lot of palace left back here. Could be like
that's a good point. Level saw a decent amount of branching paths before.
Wow.
And, wow. Just find T-Bird, hold right, and go up, forehead.
A disappointing Great Palace.
I mean, we can't have it all, I suppose. Yep, everybody's getting their GGs in chat for Level Engine. If you're not already, please follow our runners, BKPKT_Patrick and Level Engine, putting on a great show for us tonight. Please follow my co-com, Mirai, who you will see often streaming Zelda 2 Randomizer himself.
Royal, but she's also thinking about jumping into the streaming game to show off Z2R skills.
That is true. That is true. And our tracker, VT Slacker, tonight. Okay, Patrick's found Guma.
It's very likely that Patrick has already seen that dot done. I actually don't have the race room up.
Yeah, it looks like Patrick has responded in the race room. I'm not sure if he's going to finish this one out or just finish Guma out. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, so that throws that throws Level Engine to 4-1, and that's Big Pick is gonna fall to 3-2. Again, this was just a seeding match for the brackets, the upcoming brackets, as we jump from Swiss rounds to brackets. Those who have gotten 3 wins in the 5 rounds of Swiss have secured their spots in brackets, and of course, anyone from that point forward, it was just for seeding purposes on where they'll be placed and who they'll be put up against whenever brackets get fully populated. And we'll figure all that out in the coming week, because this is week 5, and we got several more races coming up. I think one tonight, but more over the next few days as well.
All right, we should have Level Engine joining us shortly for an interview, and it looks like Patrick is going to finish this one out. And based on what we know about the length of, GP, if he takes the right path and doesn't get turned around, this shouldn't be too bad for him here.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, was the race tonight canceled?
VS Tutor 89, thank you for the raid. We are just finishing up here. Level Engine has finished in first place, and BKPKT Patrick is finishing up GP right now. Oh, yeah, the other race was misscheduled by accident. I think that was a race for Thursday that got scheduled tonight by mistake, the Chroma race.
Yeah, that's funny. I knew that, and that's probably was just sitting in the back of my mind.
Level Engine, GG's.
Nice.
Well played.
Well played. I literally didn't get the reflect spell out of try.
Well, except for that part. I was going to let that slide. But, I mean, you remembered and you went back for it before you went into P4 without reflect, at least.
Yeah. At least it wasn't any worse than just. At least it wasn't any worse than just forgetting it once.
Well, if it makes you feel a little better, Big Picket did also double dip into Darunia because when he went up there with the child, he didn't have any way to get upstab, and so he went back there to go get upstab second trip.
The upstab just in case.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Patrick tends to be.
I can't blame him. I grabbed it too.
Patrick tends to be an upstab grabber usually. I think just out of safety.
I'm kind of just leaning towards, like, not really grabbing him much anymore, but I couldn't go and do the upstep skip while in the rooms that permit it with Fairy plus jump, since I didn't have jump and didn't feel like looking for a trophy that I wouldn't ultimately need to beat the game.
Yeah, where did we see the trophy was in
It was
New
Palace.
Casuto?
It was Palace 6.
Oh, it was a palace, okay.
Palace 6 had... I don't know, I don't remember finding the item in there, I just found Barba and then left. And, yeah, Patrick's on the right path. And yeah, he's already a T-Bird.
Yeah, so when you were routing all of this, you did jump into P4 early on. What was the idea behind that?
Looking for an item to just unblock most of the seed, because I was thinking, if anything, I'd rather not just wander around those islands in the west, because it's time-consuming to just get from one place to another. It's
Okay.
very linear for my liking, the way you have to just traverse it.
Yeah, that worked out very, very well, seeing that the east... We already had information. Patrick had found that raft tile and shown us that that the east was vanilla, and we're like, okay, boots, flute, and then all of a sudden you jump into P4, seemingly kind of out of the blue, and there's the flute, and it's like, oh, well, now that changes things. Level has not seen the east yet, but he'll be happy that he has the flute when he finally does see it.
Yeah, I was definitely a little relieved to have seen, like, Vanilla East. That just immediately implied that we're gonna need the flute to play this one out. Which I did get, so thus, of course, we were able to play it out.
And then the boots were in Risen Peabag Cave down there south of the River Devil as well. And that all, you found that stuff first, and you got Fairy first there, although you almost got yourself in trouble on that bridge coming back out of Old Casuto area to make it back to Three-Eyed Rock. That was pretty close. But you made it out of there.
Yeah, well, that was also, like, that was probably fun for you to watch and whatnot, right?
It was because, well, it's interesting as we try to calculate, like, who's ahead, who's behind, what are the bonuses on one player versus the other, and then if you would have taken that game over there, that would have been a good bit of a setback, and they would have been like, okay, well, now we need to refigure out who. It's always fun to just talk on commentary to see, kind of theory craft on who's ahead, who's behind, and that was kind of a clinching moment.
Unfortunately, wasn't able to clench it in Death Valley on the first trip.
We did. That game over was unfortunate. Welcome, Big Picket, GG on this one.
GG.
Thanks. You did good game, Level.
So, so Patrick, you were the first one to show us the East, and then you did take a game over there. I think it was in Sunken Peabag Cave, if I'm remembering correctly. And you didn't get to see more of it from there.
No, I think I went to Darunia and then quit out of there once I got Reflect. Maybe that was an earlier time. I don't remember.
Maybe I am wrong on that.
I took some really bad game overs, so you could be right pretty easily.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, I could be misremembering that. We thought because it was just a 1-up in Sunken Peabag Cave, and we thought you hadn't seen that, and then you were back on the west.
Maybe I did take a game over, and I just never went back and checked it.
Yeah, no, you definitely took a game over in there and never went back and checked it. And I mean, that ended up being fine for you.
Yeah, that's just kind of how the whole seed went for me. It just was not my best work.
Yeah, you both got tripped up in a few areas. We were just talking to Level about things that he was not happy with. There was you both double dipped Darunia, once for Reflect, the next time for Upstab for you, and then Level had the opportunity to go through there and just single dip Darunia, but walked past the old woman and did not pick up Reflect and didn't realize it and had to come back to go grab that. So you both had to double dip Reflect and double dip Darunia, unfortunately. And then I'm kind of struggling to remember part of the seed. This is my second back-to-back commentary, so I apologize. Royale, I'm leaning on you here.
I mean, we had the P5 and 6. There were a decent amount of loops, turns, trolls, kind of just long things in there. And then, I don't know, I mean, Patrick, I wouldn't say there was like any specific thing that you did or any, I mean, it was just kind of came down to a little bit better routing choices, kind of like a luck thing on Level side, I think. It was like Level was just kind of a few seconds ahead to major progression before you were. Like a few seconds, a little bit ahead to that flute. Like he dipped Palace 4 before he went east. So he had the flute when he went east. And then he found the glove a little bit faster. So just kind of those things added up. Like the little things just kind of added up.
Yeah, having to get Reflect in the east and then go back to 4 and find the flute there that was a lot of back and forth for what it ended up being. So yeah, I can see how I would have put him well ahead immediately, or pretty quickly. So.
Yeah, I'm really struggling to really just try to pinpoint anything that really separated you two by this much, and I guess it was the early flute find that just kind of opened up the east for Level. Even though he almost took a game over there at the end, we were just talking about that. He didn't, but he did later. And then the double dip into Darunia, and it still wasn't overall enough of a time loss to affect this seed. Maybe, you know what, honestly, I think it was P6 could have played a big part here. P6, Level was I don't remember Level being in P6 for that long. And unfortunately, Patrick, you were in there for seemingly an extended period of time.
Yeah, I went through probably all of it twice, I think, and finally found that one left. Yeah, that P5, having to make 3 or 4 trips to the east, I just did not route well tonight. So, yeah, good game, Level. That was a fun one, I guess, in some sense of the word.
I'll say.
Yeah, I just it was an interesting interesting
you're both going to be moving on to brackets, so
yeah,
this was a seeding race, but still fun to watch.
Yeah, so I don't have really, I mean, it was pretty, you both pretty much had to do the same things here, and you did it, sometimes you were side by side, and it just, Level was seemingly just a few steps ahead every single time, and like Royale just said, the few steps ahead here, a few steps ahead there, a few steps ahead there, just kind of added up to a whole bunch of steps ahead by the time GP entry happened. But yeah, I don't think, getting trolled by Palace layouts and whatnot is fairly standard. It happens to all of us, and it just so happened, Patrick, you were the victim tonight.
Yeah, that's what Randomizer does. So, win some and lose some. Alright, well, thanks everyone. Thanks Level, Ryan, Royale, whoever is tracking VT, I guess. Have a good night. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. Good race, everybody. I guess we'll go ahead and clear out for the night. We'll go ahead and raid one of the other streams. I'm thinking probably Speed Games or something like that. But thanks for commentating, thanks for racing, and thanks for tracking. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.